Morning YouTube. Just got back from walking the dogs. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, and I have to say this is the first morning I've actually been able to walk the dogs with just a t-shirt on and no scarf, no thick coat or anything, and it really does feel like spring has arrived. So I thought I'd have a little walk around the garden, take you guys with me. So everything's looking colourful, starting to pick up. All the patio plants are looking great now. I mean, they've been here for quite some time. I think I made those up in the autumn, and they are now, spring, so they've lasted all winter there. And they're starting to come into their own. Some of them are looking a bit tired, like this pot here. I'm probably going to have to, rearrange and sort out soon. But I mean, this is the little petunias, the little million bells type ones, the mini ones. And I see they got them in the shops again, and they're $5 each, so they're quite expensive. But I may well get some of those because they did do a really good show. And if they last like this under here, then that $5 is pretty good value. So my lovely yellow cymbidium back there, Ruby just having a rest from her walk. So yeah, so it's really, really spring-like, and I love it. God, I love living in New Zealand, I really do. It's just wonderful, the weather's good, the lifestyle's good. Don't want to make all you people jealous out there, but we've got a wonderful life out here, and I really do appreciate that fact. So as you can see, all the polyanthus are coming away nicely, and so are the pansies in between. They're going to be mixed colours, but that's fine, I don't care. Another thing, we did do a little bit of a tidy up around the garden edge, lawn edge, not yesterday, the weekend actually. Sorry, the sun's in the wrong place, but I'm not going to complain. So as you can see, I've tidied it all up. My husband suggested putting bark round. Well, it's been fine at the moment. The birds haven't discovered it, but soon enough they will. But I've got a petrol blower and I can just blow it off. It's not a big deal. And I'm thinking of doing the same around. I've got to tidy up around the trees, but I'm not going to put bark around there. I'm just going to, basically what I do is I just dig out around where the muddy bit is. I just dig a channel out so that if I have to give these water, or I can pour water in that channel and it will seep down to the plants. So there's all the trees got the buds on, so that's good. So back to the front of the pond is looking great. All little polyanthus coming up. I don't know how I told you, I suspect. Oh, another thing we did is we took out these stepping logs because they were rotten. It is a bit of a step up there, and we might put something just there, like a two-step just to get up. But this is chamomile, and this will hopefully, I've put bits in. I'm hoping this will take off and it will completely cover this area. And then as you walk across it, it'll smell gorgeous, when you walk across to go over the bridge. So, it'll be a bit like a small chamomile lawn. So as you can see, the fishies are all up now, waiting to be fed. We seem to have had a few losses over the winter, because this doesn't seem enough fish. There's a few over there, I suppose. So some of them could be around. But yeah, seems like I've lost a few fish. But it is what it is. There's an area here which gets quite wet. So what I've decided to do, they used to have irises in there, the tuberous ones, and basically because I flood the pond quite regularly, they've rotted away. They weren't really in the right place. They're not the proper, what I call water irises. So what I'm going to do in there is I'm going to dig that out, dig it down a bit deeper, and I'm going to put like a tray or something in the bottom, and then I'm going to put some more gravel back, and then put some of the decis in there, because they'll get quite a nice bit of sun there. And I'll see how they do. So they should do really well. And the other decis, this pond here, I'm going to give this one a real good clean out. It's full of all sorts at the moment. I see my Sarracenias, I think they're called Sarracenias, pitcher plant, has survived the winter. I did forget about it, to be honest, but you know, see it's got shoots coming down in there. So I need to take all this out. The plants can go in the pond. Some of them can go back in here, but I'm going to put some bricks in the bottom of here and raise the level, because it's about, I suppose it's about 30 centimetres deep. And I'm going to put the rest of the Disas and Sarracenas and, you know, those sorts of plants in there. So that should look quite nice. It will get some sun, but it's protected from the really hot sun from this massive flax behind here. So things are waking up. Where my husband cut back that rose, it may have died. I can't see any new shoots, and I'm happy about that. It is in the wrong place. It was very difficult for me to keep it trimmed. So great. If it's died back, I don't really care. These roses here are coming away now. They're all right where they are. I can easily, you know, trim them back and get to them nice and easy. So the sun's now starting to come over onto the bank, where it never, you know, in the winter this doesn't get much sun. So it's looking good. Things are taking off. We'll walk along here. Sorry, I'm in my own shadow, aren't I? Let's go this way. I'll put the camera that way. There we go. So hopefully you can see lots of things taking off. God, I love spring. It's one of my favourite times of the year. Everything looks renewed and fresh, and you know, like life's starting again. And you know, I really do enjoy spring. So the irises are coming away here, and I weeded all this yesterday. I still got that awful couch grass, or twitch as they call it out here, but I can't odds it. All I can do is just keep pulling it out as it comes up and hopefully keep on top of it. And I see those roses are actually shooting here as well, which is, one of them's just there and the other one's just, where is it? Just in here. That's fine. I'm going to keep them very low to the ground because I rather enjoy the Astromera. That's a huge patch of Astromera at the back there, and I rather enjoy that because I think it's a beautiful bright yellow one, than look at these Scankio roses. You know, I was tempted to just spray them, and I thought, well, no, I'll let them just fill a little area here and that's it. I'll keep them well under control. So I see the tree peony is just got its little buds setting on it, so that should burst into life soon. And then I'm in the middle of this bank. So this bank is yet to be weeded and sorted out, so that's today's job. Here's all my rubbish. I left it out because I knew it wasn't going to rain, and push that out of the way so we can enjoy looking at this bank. So this is really taken off now. All the daffodils that my husband painstakingly planted are coming up. We thought we put more in than that, but it certainly felt like it, he said, because this is very hard. This soil is a very hard, difficult soil to dig because of the, you know, the pine roots. But, you know, it's looking good. And did I tell you we've decided to keep the spa? We were going to sell it. And we were in it last night. We thought, you know what, we're going to keep it. We need it for our aching bones and muscles. Excuse me. Terrible cough again. So, looking great along here. All that noise you can hear is my neighbour's staff arriving. They arrive about 8 o'clock. So, and then around the front here, finally, I can see some action with the little Tate-a-Tate daffodils. And they're lovely. Look at them. I just love them. They're sort of like a little alpine daffodil, really. I've also put this brick edge in, although it's not very pretty, but we did have it available for nothing. And we like those freebies because I was sick of the birds digging out, and it seems to be working. You know, they can go in there and dig, that's fine, but I didn't want it all out, you know, mixing with the gravel. So I think I'm really pleased with these two areas. They've really picked up, and I love the daffodils in there. So, and these are looking good. They were the azaleas and the little violas that I potted up the other day, so hopefully the viola will grow out and cover up the ugly pot. And and then, you know, I'll put something else. The azaleas aren't there forever. They will get planted in the garden eventually. They're just there for now, for a little bit of colour. The front door. And the other side's picking up nicely. So that's good as well. We had to put the edge of bricks up through here just to stop the birds again. And I had to sort of do a little gap there for some for some of the Tate daffodils. But anyway, it's looking good. So we got some buds on our peach there, and we had buds coming on the apricot, and we've got buds coming on, I think this is a peacherino or something like that, but we've never really had fruit on them. I believe probably they're in the wrong place. They just don't get enough sun. And this area is like our last sort of scruffy area, really. I'm inclined to pull everything out of here and basically just mulch it and just leave it, you know. Nature's won. We did try to put the gooseberries in there, but they never really done anything, never really fruited. So I'm going to talk to my husband about it and say, let's just rip everything out and let nature, or just keep it tidy, keep it weeded, but just keep it barked. I don't know if I showed you, I've got a new potting bench here now where, you know, at the side of the orchid house. This is my new workstation, because if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I took out all the round tables that I had along here have now gone into the shade tunnel house. So my husband gave me this new potting bench, because this one's getting rickier and rickier. Oh, forget it. It's falling apart, put it that way. And this is made out of old pallets, and I'm quite pleased with it. So he's cut this side down. He's offered to cut that side down, but I said no, that's really handy, because when I film I can put my tablet against the back there, and it works really well. So yeah, no, I don't want that side cut down. So it's looking tidy at the moment, which is unusual. Oh dear. So we got some nice flowers are looking beautiful here, and let's have a look. This table's only here, it's not a permanent thing, it's just there for now because it just helped me with like a working area right outside the orchid house. If I have to bring stuff out and just pop it on the table, it's handy. So lovely flowers. All the primulas and primroses that I put in are starting to pick up, and see the Weigela is starting to shoot. It's getting its shoots on it. It's still got its old leaves, but they'll fall off eventually. Daylilies are coming up there, so they're looking cool. Roses are shooting. This penstemon here needs a bit of a tidy up, so that's one of my next jobs. I tidied up all these agapanthus the other day, but they do need another bit of a tidy up. So I'll get in there and give them a tidy up. But that agapanthus there will fill this whole area along with that one. So it looks a bit bare at the moment, but it'll be fine. We've had to run a line, like a permanent line, goes down and just goes down to the tap down the bottom there, because we suspect we've got a leak in the pond, which is a nightmare. So I said to John, I can't deal with it this year. It's such a massive job. I have to do quite a bit of prep. You know, we've got to get containers to put the fish in, the plants in. It's not an overnight job. It is going to be quite a big, major job to discover the leak. So we're running a line here, and if I have to keep the pond topped up for this year, this season, shall we say, through to next year, then so be it. That's the way it is. And I will hide this a bit more once I get in the pond. So all the plants are all shooting in that, so they're looking good. This area here is getting quite crowded, so I'm going to get my husband to just sort of get his, you know, his hedge trimmer out and give that a bit of a trim. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at the sun on that red camellia. That one always puts on a fabulous show. Can't complain about that one. And the red, and the, sorry, not red, the sort of like acid yellow, I suppose you'd call that. That's putting on a show as well. Not a brilliant plant, that one, but he does put on a show every year. And it's an azalea. So let's go along here a bit more. So another beautiful camellia there in the background. And then we've got this, what I call, it's not a potato vine, but I call it a potato vine. I do have the name of it somewhere. Now along here, I see my trilliums are poking up through now. They're coming on. So here's one there, and the little flower is just poking through. Gorgeous they are. Very expensive plants, but they are beautiful. And I think I've got about 14 of them in here. So, very happy with them. There you go. They're all coming up. And then when they die back, as you know, if you watch my channel, this is all my hostas. So, very happy with this area. It's doing really well. Oh, and another thing I wanted to show you that I noticed, I actually forgot I put these in. I'll have to go round. Is the Fertilia. Has anyone had Fertilia? I bought a small pot of them last year. Well, they were going over. I think I got them reduced. And I popped them in here because I know that they like, they don't like faux sun. Get in here. And I actually forgot about them. So they were a lovely surprise when they did come up. There you go. So it's not quite open yet. But I think they call them like snakeheads. But they're really, really delicate. So another one come in there. So I'm really happy about those. So this is what I call my woodland walk. And I really like going through here. I love walking through. I don't walk through here enough, to be honest with you. I've got a bit of cutting back and spraying to do in here because all these little things are shooting up. So I've got to sort that out, keep that under control. But this area will pick up this year. As soon as the chaps come back and finish the woods. Oh, my dog's poo there, sorry. Naughty boy pooing on the garden. As soon as the guys come back, you see down there, you can see a lot of the woods down. A lot more light coming through here. As soon as these woods are taken down in behind, and this area here, what I call no man's land's gone, this will get masses of more light. It'll still have quite a bit of shelter from these trees, because these ones here with the nettings on, we're going to keep. And we might top them, which will give us more light back into the garden. But this will get a lot more light, and hopefully a lot more stuff will be a lot happier and grow better here. And then hopefully I can do something about this bald bank area. I can put something up there. Anything that's going to rambo. I see I've got some of the rambling woodland violet up there which are doing well. I just wish they would come this way, They probably will eventually. But yeah, that all needs to be, that's work in progress. That's something that'll get done eventually. So I did pop some pansies in here just to try and give it a bit of colour. And this needs a lot of watering. I have to water this even in the winter. So, in fact, I might turn the water on now. Let's have a look at, I always go by this bird bath here. This bird bath is looking dry. Oh, it's got a bit of water in it. But I might still pop the watering on anyway. So the black planter boxes are doing exceptional. Very happy with them. The geranium that's done really well all winter. And everything else. And even these marigolds have done well all winter. So can't complain there. And abretia. That's always a sign of spring. Beautiful purple abretia. So back round the front, I shall go around the other side now. Look at little Penny there, look. Whoops, doesn't she look cute in the sun? She's a real sun-loving dog. So this area, exceptional. Ever since we took the tree out, it's really taken off. I see I've got sweet peas there. Look, they have survived all winter, believe it or not. So it'll be interesting to see what they come out like. I'm going to put something nice in this pot. I'm going to dig all that out and put something nice in there. It probably won't stay there. I don't know. Maybe a nice big geranium or something. Something that can handle the sun, because that area gets a lot of sun. So, husby's veggie patch is still nice and tidy. I see the espalier now is starting to shoot, which is good. I've made up my mind what I'm going to do about this shade house, but that's for another video. I'll sit and chat to you about what's going to happen in there and what I'm going to do. So let's look down through this part of the path. So we've got some beautiful, God, I just love polyanthus and that. So it's another gorgeous. You see the frost has got it a bit where the blooms have gone brown, but lower down they're quite good where the frost has not got them. So these lovely white, they've really picked up this year. Those have, so they've done well. And you see I've got my tall snowdrops back there, and some narcissi behind, more tall snowdrops. They've done really well. And then coming along here, I'm going to take this penstemon out. It's not happy there, so when I get round to it, I'll take them out. And this one here is going over. I can't see this being frost damaged because it's right under the trees, so it's probably just going over. They just don't last long enough, do they, camellias? This is another acid yellow azalea or rhododendron, but that's not flowered yet. So all these have got flowers to come, all these rhodos, and so I'm looking forward to all that. And I see, you know, the tulips are starting to come up now. So big patch there, big patch there, and we should have a few patches in here and places coming up. Patch back there. Doesn't seem that many considering I put a huge amount in here, but tulips are late. They're much later than daffodils, some of them, so I'm not too worried as yet. I'm sure they will come up. And you just can't beat yellow for spring flowering. She says, looking at another red camellia. And another red camellia. And some more narcissi. Oh, and that big one in the background. Just love spring, really do. Just a happy time of year. Oh, that's my neighbour's calves in there. So, yeah, so I think that's more or less the end of the tour. This area is struggling a little bit. I'm not sure what to do about that. Look, I know these fuchsias will come back. It's just a case of when. And the rhodies are doing all right in here, but a lot of the other stuff I've put in here, like the small low ground growing, are just getting absolutely covered in pine needles, you know, unless it starts taking off really, really well. Like here, you know, it's just not doing. The pine needles have been crazy this year. So, and I'm sure as hell not going to go around and, you know, rake them all up. I'm not giving myself that work. So, anyway, so I think that's the end of the tour now. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike and subscribe. And I'll catch you later. Bye.